Hello and welcome to Disturbed. I am Junior. So this is a point-and-click narrative type game based on a failing farm of sorts. And it's getting pretty close to Halloween, so I figured something a little spooky would be probably a good choice. Well, that's some pretty good organ playing, I hear. Anyways, I have no idea what's going on other than the failing farm part, so let's get into it. Another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt and your cow is sick. For some time, the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day, you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you. You've made up your mind. You're going to do something about it. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. What if I were to go to the crops? A path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying away and time is running short. So I will go into the pen, because I'm intrigued on what this pen back here is. A toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. Your poor cow lays lifeless on the ground as a growing blight slowly begins to consume her body. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand here, especially as you stare at the black mushroom that dot the ground. I see them. How about I inspect the water, because I assume that would probably aid in what has killed my cow. You inspect the water, looking for anything abnormal. You notice that the water has a dark consistency to it. Dropping a stone into it, black particles from the bottom swirl about like a thunderstorm. Your face shrivels in disgust. So I'll grab a mushroom. That won't kill me at all. You kneel down and grab a mushroom. As you begin to rip it out of the ground, a cloud of spores spray from the mushroom. Your hands begin to burn and melt as you observe them. Oh. Slowly, your body shrivels up into a dark, moist consistency as the poison spreads. You die, eventually, after crawling about on the ground. Your adventure ends here. Achievement unlocked. Those are some serious shrooms. So obviously it's a multiple ending game. Great. Let's try that again. Skip. Okay. I'll go back to the crops. And skip. And skip. And skip. I'm not going to grab a mushroom this time. Yes. So how about I follow the path? You continue down the trail for a while until you see a cave off in the distance. You pause, questioning if there could be something helpful in there. I'm sure I'll die again, but let's go in. There's a faint whistle from the wind passing between the rocks. The temperature significantly cools as you enter the cave. You notice that there's a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to the deathly blight found outside. It's a welcoming smell, according to me, so I'll investigate. Before you take your next step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. You realize that you've made a terrible mistake, even thinking that something helpful can be in here. If I fight it, I will die. If I run away, I will probably die, so I'll run away. The moment you turn to run, the bear roars with a deep growl, shaking the loose stones about the cave. All you can think about is making it back home in one piece. Well, you make it to the trail. Then the bear catches up with you, tackling you to the ground. Isn't that a lovely face? You scream in pain as the bear rips you apart. Your adventure ends here. Scratch another off the list. Thanks, achievement. Oh boy. This is going swell. So I'm not going to go into the cave this time, because that would kill me. Let's continue down the path. You come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. Well, I don't see the harm in finding out what's wrong with the wagon. You look about the mess and find bits of food and clothes scattered about the scene. You notice a key on the ground during your search. You pick up the key and continue on your way. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack, similar to the house you have on the farm. The man that lives here is a kind fellow from what you recall. Maybe he is home. So let's inspect the shack. I'm probably going to find his corpse. You walk toward the structure and knock on the door. You scratch the back of your head, figuring that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not elsewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon and you use it on the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. Now why? I'm just going to stop right here for a moment and question. I decided to test random key on random house of a man I believe is a kind fellow. But I got it from a broken wagon where there was obviously some sort of issue, so I guess I'll help myself in. Observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place here. Am I judging that by the scrapings all over the floor? The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think that the man who used to dwell here. I don't want to open the trap door, but I'm going to open the trap door. You observe the trap door and notice a lock keeping it closed. With the key, you unlock the hatch and get it open. So this guy has a skeleton key for everything in his house. Without thinking, you travel downward. Now, if I were presented with this option, I would look down before I even consider going down. Maybe I see glowing eyes at the bottom of the stairs, but no, don't bother, just go. Walking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. I see that guy. You notice immediately that there is a woman chained to the wall. That was not a guy. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. You feel darkness surround you as you stay in this awful place. Let's talk to her, find out who she is. You tremble as you try to form words in your mouth. You there, let me out of here. The pressure of such a demand makes you freeze. You take a moment to think about the situation before you respond. What got you locked up to begin with? You'll never believe me, even if I told you the truth. Something brought you here. Please, have mercy on me. Considering what I've seen so far, maybe she's a witch. I'm not one to judge. You approach the woman and unlock the shackles that bind her. As her arms become free, she moans in pain. Ooh! Was she here long enough that her skin has bonded to the shackles? Ooh, that's disturbing. Oh, thank you so much. The woman struggles to regain her strength but starts to stand up on her own. As she gets up, she turns towards you. I will now do you a favor. What seemed to be the face of a helpless woman disappears as a horrible image manifests itself before you. You feel the chilling grip of bone hands lock onto your arms. Energy flees from your body, and you fall to your knees. You feel the essence of life slip away as everything goes black. It is unfortunate that your journey ends here. That was The Damsel in Distress. Wonderful. Alright, so I'm not going downstairs. I want to see the book on the table. That caught my intrigue. You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover that this is a journal. Reading a passage or two can't hurt. Today's trading went smoothly, thank goodness. What am I thrilled most about, however, is one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day. Apparently there is a pond nearby that has some of the biggest fish in the region. With a good catch, I can make enough to move things forward. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch any from there. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick, but what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about, I suppose. Interesting theory. These past couple of weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under and I have lost nearly everything I own. This has pushed me to extremes, but that can't be helped now. I am leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. Ominous. You can't find a name to give this man, but regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. Let's go. You leave the shack and cross the bridge before something bad happens. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that has happened, you feel that you should take a moment to rest. You find a spot under a tree and sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. I don't think I should take a nap. That will end in death. How about I pick out the grass to keep myself awake? As you pick up the grass blades in your reach, the ground begins to shake. Before you can get up, roots from below sprout from the ground and wrap around your legs. You turn around and see a large, angry face looking back at you. Your jaw drops in horror. No sound or scream escapes your tongue as the tightening grip of the roots squeeze what air is left out of your body. Your adventure ends here. Nature will rise against you. Alright, so this time I'm going to take a nap. Because apparently what I thought was going to be a good thing and stay awake turned out to be very much my downfall. Your eyes close and your body relaxes. You fall asleep within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. Details emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you, and you realize who this is. You try to wake yourself up. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. So was that me? All seems well. You can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. You reach a point where the trail splits into two paths. Which way should you go? Well, I have a predisposition to going right for every other game, so why stop here? You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures passages. Okay, that seems structurally... Oh. Seems to me that's structured oddly. Then again, I can't read to save my damn life! A gate secures passage to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there is a tree that has a hole carved into it. I had a hair in my hat, it was annoying. I'm sure if I inspect the tree and not reach into the hole, I'll be fine. You approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand in. You look and see something shiny in the hole, as if it were metal. Feeling around with your hand, you find 3 knobs. One on the right, one centered in the middle, and one on the left. Gee, I have no idea what I would do, so I'm gonna leave it. Yes, so I want to go to the gate. You approach the gate cautiously. I guess I'll go in. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. This is no doubt the birthplace of the spreading plague. There's a fountain before you with statues on your right and left. I want to see what's up with this plague that is coming from the fountain. There's a dark haze about the fountain. The water is black and the smell burns with every breath. You feel a slight pull towards the fountain, as if it were calling for something. I guess I'll inspect the statue on the right. Before you stands an old angel statue that has broke in many areas. With one hand, the angel is holding some sort of bowl while the other hand is hovering over the bowl. You notice that there's only 2 remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. Is this going to turn out to be a weeping angel? You feel you should keep your distance and just observe the statue. So how about the one on the left? You see an old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines of thorn. The angel is holding a book in one hand, the other with one finger pointed up towards the sky. You feel it is best to leave the statue alone. Fair enough. Do I dare enter the tower? Maybe this will give me a clue as to what knobs I should turn, press in the tree. I think I'll do it. You approach the door. As you reach for the doorknob, an invisible barrier stops you. It must be some sort of magic. I guess I'll exit. So I'll press the knobs. It's gonna end the game here, but I'll press the knobs. How about middle, right, left? The knobs lock in place. You waited for a moment, but nothing happens. It must be some sort of combination. Am I going to spend a lot of... Yes, I'm going to. Left, middle, right. Nothing happens. Left, right, middle. Middle, left, right. Middle, right, left. That's the first one I did. Right, middle, left. Right, left, middle. Left, left, left. Left, left, middle. Left, left, right. Left, left. I didn't mean to do that, actually. Left, middle, left. Middle, left, left. Left, right, left. Middle, middle, left. I think I did that one already. Left, right, right. All right. You hear the rumbling of rocks as the ground starts to shift underneath you. Everything goes dark and you sink below the surface. The hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. Oh, I figured the adventure would be over. You find yourself with no evident way out of the path before you into the darkness. Your only choice is to move forward. You see 3 separate paths within the walls of the cavern. Which path do you choose? Oh, let's go right. Passageway divides before you. Well, I'll go right. Passageway soon ends with an enlarged mushroom sitting in front of you. A steady river of water flows between you and the mushroom. I'll inspect it, but I will not touch it. You walk toward the mushroom as if it was something more than what meets the eye. You walk forward and you take a step into the water. To your dismay, your foot hits no bottom and you fall in. You reach to grab hold of the edge of the surface, but your body freezes stiff. You lose your sight completely as the chilling water sends your body into shock. Without any sense of touch and warmth, your lifeless body sinks into the darkness. Your adventure ends here. Achievement unlocked. Figures. Alright, well, this is definitely going to be a game I want to explore a lot more. I want to get a good ending eventually. So, I'm definitely going to be playing more of this one for the channel. It's interesting right now. This is actually the first choose-your-own-adventure game that I've played, so I'm liking it so far, although I am very much dead multiple times. Anyways, I want to thank you for giving me your time of day so I can throw it out that window over there. And if you like this video for some reason, hit that like button and why not subscribe? What's the worst that could happen? Anyways, thank you, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day.